Hi friends, in this class we are going to start the properties of Fourier transform. Generally we are having some signals that are not absolutely integrable. In that case it is very difficult to find the Fourier transform by using Fourier transform formula. For that kind of signals we have to apply some properties to find the Fourier transform. So we will see the properties one by one and parallelly we will see the problem also. Let's see the first property, linearity property. First property, linearity property. First I will write the property, then we will see the proof. So we are having a signal g1 of t is Fourier transform pair with g1 of f, and we are having second signal g2 of t Fourier transform pair with g2 of f. So now I am taking two constants a and b. I am multiplying a with g1 of t, a times of g1 of t plus b times of g2 of t. This is actually a superposition principle. We can say this property as a superposition principle also, because this supports both homogeneous and additive property. So this is homogeneous, and while adding these two signals it is additive property. So if I am taking Fourier transform for a g1 of t plus b g2 of t, so this has a Fourier transform pair with a times of g1 of f plus b times of g2 of f. Now we will see the proof. Fourier transform of a times of g1 of t plus b times of g2 of t equal to, now I am applying Fourier transform formula, integration minus infinity to plus infinity. So here signal will come. So this is the signal a g1 of t plus b g2 of t into exponential of minus j 2 pi f t dt. Here a is constant, you can take outside. A times of integration minus infinity to plus infinity g1 of t, you just bring the exponential inside the bracket, e power of minus j 2 pi f t dt. Similarly here b is constant, we can take outside. B integration minus infinity to plus infinity. Similarly you just bring the exponential term inside the bracket, exponential of g2 of t, here g2 of t is there, g2 of t exponential of minus j 2 pi f t dt. Here a constant, and this is the formula, Fourier transform formula for g1 of t. So we can write g1 of f. Similarly here b constant, and this is the Fourier transform formula for g2 of t. So we can write g2 of f. So this is the proof for linearity property. Now we will see the problem related to this property. So now we are going to find the Fourier transform for double exponential pulse. So this is the mathematical representation of double exponential pulse. The other name for double exponential pulse is doublet pulse. We can call double exponential pulse as doublet pulse. Doublet pulse. So this is the mathematical representation. G of t equal to exponential of minus at when t greater than 0, and g of t equal to 1 when t equal to 0, and exponential of at when t less than 0. So I can write this signal as exponential of minus at u of t. So when t greater than 0 we can write it as u of t, unit step signal, plus exponential of at u of minus t. So now I am going to draw the pulse. I am going to draw the pulse for doublet signal. So first one is e power of at u of t. So actually this is exponential decaying pulse. So this will come like this. This is exponential minus at, and this one is exponential rising signal. So at t equal to 0, magnitude is 1. Here also when t equal to 0, magnitude is 1. So now I am going to draw the double exponential pulse by adding these two signals. So this is g of t. When t greater than 0, so I am having exponential decaying pulse when t greater than 0. So like this it will come. So this is when t greater than 0, exponential decaying pulse. When t less than 0, so we are having exponential rising pulse. At t equal to 0, magnitude is 1. So this is actually a doublet pulse. So we are going to find the Fourier transform for this pulse, this doublet pulse. So we can write this double exponential pulse as exponential minus a modulus t. So this is also correct. So this is the three mathematical representation of doublet pulse. So on applying linearity property, so I am just writing again g of t equal to exponential of minus at u of t plus exponential of at u of minus t. So we have already derived the Fourier transform for exponential decaying and exponential rising pulse. You can see our previous class we have found the Fourier transform for both the exponential pulse. So I am using that result here. So Fourier transform for, so here on applying linearity, so g of t becomes g of f. The Fourier transform for decaying pulse is 1 divided by a plus j 2 pi f. So you can see my previous video, so you can find this result. Similarly for rising pulse, so 1 divided by a minus j 2 pi f. So it is very easy to find the Fourier transform by applying the linearity property. So you just take LCM here, a minus j 2 pi f plus a plus j 2 pi f, and then denominator a plus b, a minus b formula. So in denominator a square minus b square will, you can write a square minus b square. So a square minus j 2 pi f square minus j 2 pi f plus j 2 pi f cancel. So numerator we have 2a divided by, and the denominator a square. If you solve this denominator, if you solve the denominator, j square equal to minus 1. So minus into minus plus. So a square plus 4 pi square f square. So we can write the exponential of minus a mod t. So this is actually a doublet pulse. So this has a Fourier transform pair with 2a divided by a square plus 4 pi square f square. So this is actually general formula for e power of minus a mod t. So if you change the value of a, this result will also change. So if I am taking, assume for simplicity I am taking a value equal to 1. So e power of minus mod t has a Fourier transform pair with 2 divided by 1 plus 4 pi square f square. So this is also one important result, that is Fourier transform for doublet pulse. Okay friends, I hope you understand the linearity property. In the next class we will see the second property, that is time scaling property. Thank you friends.